Hey, sis, hey. How about that? Hey, sis, hey.
Hey,
Welcome to Think About It Thursday from the Gold Sisters Network, where my name is Taj. I am your business strategist, productivity coach. I help business owners scale their business with ease. So eliminate juggling those multiple tasks, eliminate not knowing what to do next. I help you create a roadmap that works and makes sense so that you can execute on your level while you're working towards getting to the next level in your business. And also, I am the founder of the Gold Sisters Network, where we are a group of empowered women that empower women to execute on their goals. So whatever that is, if it's financial, if that's for your business, if that's for your mental health, if that's for any kind of support that you need, that is what the Gold Sister Network gives. And so we welcome you to join the Gold Sisters Network on our Facebook page, or keep tuning into these lives and invite a sister, because we on Thursdays, it's really not that much structure. We're just having a conversation between girlfriends, and I'll let Gail introduce herself shortly, but we just talk about a topic that we think about during the week. We jump on here on Thursdays, and so you can chime in the comment section and be a part of the conversation. And let me go ahead, Gail.
Welcome, Gold Sisters Network group and friends and soon-to-be family. I am Gail Sanders, your real estate ace, the winning strategy to buying, selling, and investing in real estate. And I one day look forward to creating wealth and leaving legacy with you in your family. I'm so excited to be here on another Think About It Thursday, where we challenge ourselves to think higher and level up so we can execute on our level.
Yes, I love that. Definitely love that. Okay, so you may see me looking down because I'm trying to get all the comments. If you share any comments and you want to be a part of the conversation, please put it in the comments. Let's make this fun. But today we're talking about Book of Success, Overcoming Defeat. So what I started thinking about and had a kind of a little conversation with Gail about is your book of accomplishments, your book of success. Like what helps you overcome defeat? And I'm recently in this coaching program, and we had to do our book of accomplishments. But even back in the day, I would say I was new to Atlanta, so I had to be like two. Amir was like 2 or 3. He's 12 now, so we're talking about maybe 8 to 10 years ago. I had a person that I was connected to in the organization that I worked for, and I could never accept compliments. It just always made me feel uneasy. I never liked it. Like, oh, you're so beautiful. It always just made me cringe, or, oh, you did an awesome job. And so what she did one day, she came into work. I actually managed her. She came into work. She gave me a journal, and she said, you will write down every time somebody gives you a compliment, or every time you accomplish something, you will write it down. Mm-hmm. Write it down, and we will look over it together, and you're going to get over cringing somebody telling you how great you are or how good you look. So that started me in the whole process of having something to reflect on whenever I was down or didn't feel good enough in whatever area. I could look back over something that I overcame, or a comment that was given to me, or something that I actually excelled on greatly, and pull myself back together. And I think for me, that's one of the key things of why all the changes that I've been throughout my life, I never I never fell into the generational curse that a lot of women in my family have of depression, because I had something to pull from. So that's how this kind of topic of your book of success, your book of accomplishments, your jar of gratitude, whatever it is that you want to keep it and do, I encourage you to take notes of those things so that it can assist you when you're having a bad, bummy day. Pull something out that jar or open up that page in your notebook and be like, girl, yep, you dope 1, you dope 2, you dope 3. What about you?
I love that, Taj. Actually, I love that. And I have to admit, I'm still not comfortable with getting as many compliments as I do. It's weird to me, quite honestly, but I'm adjusting. I remember a couple years pre-pandemic, a couple years ago, a group of girls and I we were celebrating my birthday. And I have this girl who she catches everything on video. And we went around the table and everybody had something nice, overly nice to say about me. And it made me so uncomfortable. But I will say she caught it on video. And when I'm having my down and out moments, I go back and I look at it. And sometimes I even will cry because it's like, are they really talking about me? But it makes me feel good and makes me want to do more of the things that they talked about. Like, I mean, I don't even remember how many women it was at the table that particular day, but just to know and really reflect on how long I have been friends with everybody at that table. We have some strength in friendship. So if I don't know how to do anything else, I know how to truly be a friend. So I thank God for using Taj to be able to show me that in that moment. So that's one way. And then one other thing that I do, very, very similar to yours, is in my planner that I use every day. I have it has reflection questions at the end of it every month. And that is the first reflection question that it asks me every month. What are the top 10 accomplishments that you made this month? And it could be something simple. Maybe you said this month, I was going to just get up at 6 o'clock in the morning every morning for whatever reason. That's an accomplishment if you did it. It doesn't have to be something extravagant. Maybe you cleaned out your closet. You've been contemplating and procrastinating about cleaning it out, and you finally did it. That's an accomplishment. So I think sometimes we think accomplishment has to be something ginormous, but it's every accomplishment is worth, reflecting on.
I think that's good. I do this big three thing of choosing three things I'm going to accomplish for the day just so that I can have something to celebrate. I mean, it's kind of like you're psyching yourself up, but it's really helping. For me, it helps me accept the reality. And one of that is that, okay, you struggle with discipline, but you were disciplined enough to knock out those big three.
That's good.
Right? You struggle with accepting, how great you do things. But when you look at those big three, you got them done and it had some type of impact. So even if nobody else tells you yay, you can tell your own self yay, because now you can see your impact. I'm not sure how many of you are, but I'm an impact-driven person. I actually have this current issue in my current role in my corporate job where I'm used to having impact every day, every week. Something recognizable is happening and that I'm contributing to a team, and I thrive off of that. But my new role is it's different. So it's not an immediate impact or reflection all the time. So I'm always digging, like, did I do it right? Is somebody going to correct me if it's wrong? Like, I need to know. So now I'm creating this whole, going back to my whole big three again. If you did these three things, that's the impact. You evaluated the impact, because if you didn't do it, what would be the impact? And that helps me get over the defeat of I'm in this role that's not really defined by my superiors, but I can define it so that I can obtain whatever type of impact or success that is. So that's another way that I overcome defeat, of not only just having this book of accomplishments. I say, dang girl, you dope, but a daily, dang girl, you dope. Right? And so taking pride in that. Another way to overcome defeat is praying. All right. And not praying in feeling sorry or begging God, right? Not praying in that way, but you can overcome defeat by praying, by putting a demand, right? You know what he told you. You know what he gave you. You know what gifts he gave you. You know what he deposited in your heart. So he wouldn't get you this far for you to be down. So demanding that answers the prayer, give you the guidance, right? And I feel like when I do that demanding type of prayer, I'm not cussing God out. I mean, everybody has to God differently, right? So it ain't like, you told me. It could be sometimes, depending on what it is. But you got to have your relationship with how you talk to God in your prayers. But for me, it's like, now you told me if I go left, you help me go right. I'm still waiting on your right. And he's basically confirms, he tells me, like, I told you how to go right, left, right, left, right, left. You just didn't hear me. So you didn't make the decision. So now you're feeling defeated. Pick yourself back up, because I'm a man of my word. So that's another way that I use for overcoming defeat.
So what do you do for, we talk about overcoming defeat and celebrating yourself. What do you do to reward yourself, or how do you celebrate when you've made that accomplishment?
So for me, it could be so many, depending on what the accomplishment is. It could be this small or this big. What I mean by it could be simply me dancing in the mirror and smiling at myself. Cocky as that sounds, boy, for me, can't nobody make me feel any prettier, look any gooder. If I'm in that mirror and I'm dancing to my African music and doing something, or I'm just feeling myself in a good mood, that's one way that I celebrate, because I love to dance, whatever that is. All right. Another way that I could celebrate is taking my son out, doing something really, really fun with him. That's another way that I celebrate. Y'all know I love sweets. I probably done said it about 50,000 times on here, but sometimes it's going to get something sweet that I haven't had for a while. Right? So that is also a thing. Yeah. I've even bought myself different things, right? If I can say, you know what, you work so hard, you accomplished X, Y, Z, go get that purse, go get that dress, go get those tennis shoes. Like, I think my last bigger celebration thing, I bought me some Nike Hippies, tennis shoes that are so comfortable. I was like, I deserve these shoes. So what about you?
I think shop therapy works for me too. And massages and things of that nature. But just being alone is a celebration. I need this, and no, it sounds crazy, but sometimes just being alone by myself, I celebrate myself in a quiet place. It may sound really weird, but I love being by myself. I do love being by
I was just by myself. Amir left me, my nephew's son. That's what I should call my nephew's son, and my daughter, my dog. They left me for a night, and I could not sleep. I said, "Oh my gosh, I done got so dependent on these people being here." But being alone is a good one too. It's good. Let's see. Hey Bobby, or hey Granny, and then Yo says shopping for me, girl. We know you shop, and then treating myself is the best for me. I agree. I definitely agree with that. What are some other ways that you can overcome defeat, or that you can recognize your awesomeness, besides like putting it in a jar?
I think those are I think we named the two biggest ones, but overcoming defeat. I think the other thing is, and we talk about this all the time, that's one reason why the Goal Sisters Network was created, is connecting with other women that will uplift you, empower you to, so to do better, to be better, to just keep going, even when we get discouraged or whatever the case may be. So I think it's so important that we're surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals.
Yes. My granny said she loved being by herself too. You always by yourself.
That's okay, Granny. We gonna do this.
She got Kari. She ain't by herself for too long. Maybe 2 or 3 days. Not any longer than that. She ain't by herself. But actually, I will say that I kind of probably created the habit of how to overcome defeat or rewarding myself was my grandmother. We would drive, I will never forget, we drove, I want to say maybe Michigan or something, to like a mall, like a Coach outlet, because she wanted a purse. and we went there for like a purse or something. Like we drove the distance to get like to go to outlets because she's let's see, back then it was like Dooney and Burke and Coach were the big things. But she always rewarded herself, or at least I saw it as a reward because she always worked. So her free time, we were always on somebody highway going to some type of mall, right? So she probably started my shopping problem. So blame her for my closet. Blame her for that. So that's that whole celebration piece of it where I kind of first start seeing how do you reward yourself? Like hard works deserve it. Now that I'm getting a little older, I have to realize delayed gratification, right? For some things.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see, what else do we have to kind of chat? Do y'all have? Yes, we were right, yo. What about overcoming defeat, even in relationships with people? She said, "Yeah, right, girl. Bye, you were." Yeah. So another thing is like even overcoming defeat, like in relationships. I know we're talking about book of successes, but what I'm going to start doing a part of my healing process is just writing down the great things that I did in a relationship, like what I can contribute and what are the opportunities that I have, so that I know when my husband comes sometime, I can deal with that. I mean, therapy will help that too. I haven't did therapy or started therapy or anything like that, but I think it's important, at least for me, I always keep every relationship that I have and every relationship that I don't have in my mind so I can compare it. I don't know if that's healthy, but I want to get that to
I was about to ask you, should you be comparing it though?
Well, I just said like not relationship as in maybe like boyfriend girlfriend relationship, but friendships or people that I meet and interact with. About like what did I let, like I think last week we talked about boundaries and walls, right? Like what boundary did I open up to let that person that close to me to disappoint me? Mm-hmm. And do I need to create a firmer boundary, or do I need to create a wall for it?
So it's a level of it's not much comparison. It's just evaluating.
Great word.
Evaluating the level of trust.
Latanya said, "Hey everyone, Lataya's watching." Henderson.
It's creating that level of trust. How far can I trust you, right? Right? Because you already know I'm a very good stickler when it comes to my people around me. I can't have everybody around me, but where did I cross that line?
Let's see. Oh yeah, Stacy said maybe evaluate. Yep, you're right, Stacy. Not comparison, evaluate. But I want to get those things out of my mind because I guess some way around it, I do feel like that's a defeat in some way. Like, dang, I let you that close and you upset me. How I let it get that close? Like, it's just the process that my mind goes through. Even at the end of the day, after I process it or evaluate it, it's not a defeat. But in that moment, in that time, because I love so hard and I cherish and respect relationships all the way around, I think anybody that's connected to me will always say her intent is always positive. But boy, is she ruthless at times. You know?
Yes, don't know.
Right? Like, boy, can she make you get on yourself sometimes. Like my sister reminds me of that all the time. I love Taj, but that's Taj. Right? And that's because I love so hard. I just want the best. So I think that sometimes I may evaluate that to be like it's a defeat when it's really probably just a learning lesson that you're overcoming.
And y'all will hear me say it. Y'all have heard me say it. If you listen to any of these Think About It Thursdays or Go Talk Tuesdays, Taj and I have a love-hate relationship. I love her. Sometimes I hate her. And sometimes I love to hate her. But she will get me together. And that's when I just start calling her, okay, Coach T. Okay, and let me she reels me back into where I need to go. And I'll pull it together. So it's all in love. She always wants the best for any and everybody that she crosses path, even if they've done her wrong. I've seen her just lay down the mat for these people that have done her the wrong way, or she'll she'll get them straight real quick. And I absolutely love that about her.
Yeah, I think that's another way to overcome defeat, though, right? Your circle, your community, your tribe that you have. Because there's sometimes you're going through something and you can express it to somebody else and you're like, oh, I'm not the only one on the island by myself. Oh, you struggle with that too. Oh, your insecurities are similar. Like I used to feel like that with my son, right? I used to be like, man, this boy, and it wouldn't even be nothing bad. I'm like, he moves so slow. Like, why does he move so slow? Until he got in football at 5 and he was around other boys all the time. And we were talking as parents and they would say, why do they move so slow? And I'm like, oh, it's just not my son. So sometimes having that tribe or that community or that circle to help you realize, like, and level set, like, yeah, your situation may be unique to you, but there's other people that have that same scenario. So let's talk about it. And that's what kind of helped start the Goal Sisters Network, of talking about those challenges and having a group of diverse women in different areas, different industries, right, that may have a different perspective, but coming together to just rationalize and agree to disagree, or to be like, you know what, I'm not here by myself. Let's see, Stacey said, I'm like that as well. I'm very particular in who I let entertain my space. Got to. You got to.
Yes. Yes.
You can love I love everybody. I really do. But everybody not welcome to my house.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe, and this may sound real crazy, and I firmly believe it. I believe in the transference of energy and spirits. So there's certain energies and certain spirits that you just do not want in your space. Because it rubs off on you, whether you realize it or not. That energy rubs off on you. The energy that you bring to the table is what you're going to get back, and so on, and vice versa. So
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in transference of energy and spirit. So I don't want anybody around me that's going to be negative. I'm negative enough by myself. Oh. Right? Some of us, we have a lot of negative talk going on in our heads and all this other stuff. We don't need outside influences adding to that negativity. You have to put yourself around people that are going to bring you back together and put those pieces back together for you and challenge you in your negative thinking.
Look at it. Stacey said, absolutely. Latanya said, I believe in that too. Got to have positive and high energy. And Bobby or Granny said, real talk, Gail. She's so cool.
I love you, Granny.
But I think that's true too. And I totally agree with that. And sometimes people, I think that where I'm at in my life is that people don't realize the access that they have to you till they no longer have it. And you have the power to shut down negativity just with your silence or not being around. Mm-hmm. Because maybe you can't address the person with the conversation, right? Being like, man, you negative all the time. This is why my circle's small, because I need to be able to tell you, your attitude stank. I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow. And if I can't love you like that, then we can love cordially, right? We can have a cordial love. Mm-hmm. But if I hit you with the, oh, so are you gonna have a better day today? That's probably like,
I ain't dealing with you anymore.
Right? But I think that even to overcome some defeat, we have to understand what our boundaries are and apply them to people. And you can still love them, but you either have to, one, have the conversation to confront them about however they're making you feel, or two, adjust what you can change, which is yourself and how you interact with them. So that's right. Another way that I've learned to overcome certain different types of defeat. And then actually quantifying what is defeat anyway, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what do you see as defeat? Is it really defeat or is it a lesson? Mm-hmm. Or is it just unfavorable because that's not what you expected, but it was the outcome?
Ooh, that's all of the above.
Right? So even evaluating all of that is very helpful when building relationships with people and overcoming things. So we got our book. We're going to have our book of accomplishments, book of success, where we're going to write down all of our dopeness, everything that we've done. Actually, before this live, I just had basically a strategy session with the person. And what we were walking through, it was so dope to me because he's going through all of his skills that he has to use in a different situation, a different atmosphere. And it made me realize that my book of accomplishment is just that. It's like, let me show you how awesome you are. And think of your own personal book of accomplishments as how you would present to your boss if you needed a raise.
Mm.
Or if you realize that your job description don't match your actual job duties. I bet you'll start writing them things down then like, I'm dope. So use that.
That's good right there. I didn't even think about it like that. And it's funny, I was having a conversation with somebody else today. We talked about that, how a job description you do over and above what your job description is. And that's good. I need to be writing those things down.
Yeah, so exchange that for currency, right? So it's not the dollar aspect that you're asking your boss for or you're hoping to get a bid for a job for. It's more of that mental currency, right? Mm-hmm. That's feeding the positive side of you. That's feeding the things that are going to drive you to become better. That's going to help you accomplish your goals that you set for the year. Right. That's going to help you make your revenue goals, right? Like I had a defeated moment that I'm in this coaching program and I've been rebellious. When I tell you my coach dang near cussed me out, she dang near cusses me out because I've been rebellious because I'm like, I want it my way. What am I paying you for then? So I had to write down like, you know what? I'm going to sit here for 2 hours and I'm going to do my stuff. And then I met with her. She bashed me a little bit more. I mean, she got me together. But the whole point of it is that she's challenging who I am so that I can express that and I can give that to the people that I'm serving because I'm doing them a disservice right now. By not operating in my full capacity of my God-given talents, I am not serving the community that I've been set up to serve. Yeah, so overcoming defeat for me is the same thing. If I'm playing small, I'm not serving the community that God wants me to serve.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good, sis.
Man, y'all, I just had a whole therapy session with y'all for myself. I ain't gonna go this way.
This is how healing takes place. Conversations, right?
Conversation
has to take place in conversation.
Right, conversation. I know. So, we have anything that we want to finish up and talk about?
I don't have anything else. I think this was really good. I have to go back and watch and take some notes on some things that we talked about myself, actually. So,
I'm going to definitely implement that. So we want to encourage you before we get off of here. We want to encourage you to have your book of, hey, Robin, create your book of success, your jar of success, whatever it is that you can track, even sticky notes. I always got one real close to me. I always got my sticky note. Yes, Robin, catch the replay. But even your sticky note and write down all the awesome things when you accomplish things that you, look, one thing is that you got gas before it was on E. Write that down. Because you know you always on E. And your light on. But you decided to get gas before I went there. I may be talking about myself. But I'm just saying.
Oh, Lord.
Right?
Not going to Zaxby's today. Yeah, that would be.
I'm not going to Zaxby's to give me a chocolate chip cookie when I want to cheat. Man, when I tell you I pat myself on the back so much more now, because if I don't, who will? And if I'm not confident in what I have and who I am, then why would I expect anybody else to be?
That's right.
Plus, I can't show my son that. I got to show him that he's just the bomb.com. I can't be walking around with my head down.
That's because he is.
You look, Yolanda. Okay, so make sure you have your book of accomplishments. I know I ramble a lot. Make sure you write down how dope you are. They got, sis looks out. They have some keto chocolate chip cookies. I need them. Screenshot me, please.
Who told her that?
I see now what you mean by accomplishment. Yes. Anything could be so smart. It could be so smart. You play a date night with your husband and you actually stuck to it. You said you was cooking 3 times a week and you actually cook 3 times a week. These are things that I get happy about. Right? You went to the grocery. You said you were going to church, going to the grocery store, spending some quality time with your family. You were cooking dinner and you put your cell phone down before 9 o'clock. Ooh, those are things that could be accomplishments, or it could be big things, right? You actually put $200 in your savings account this month. You've been trying to do that for the last 3 months. Now save that and don't touch that $200, sis. Don't do it.
Get it, tell us, Coach T. Okay, yeah, okay.
So all those types of different things are accomplishments that you have. You honored your word, and even the things that you honor for yourself. You planned a self-love day or a self-care day, and you actually did it. And it made you feel awesome. So why not replicate the trigger that made you feel awesome versus keep feeling overwhelmed and not addressing it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love y'all. We appreciate y'all for jumping on here and chatting with us. As you can see, we could talk all day long, but we're not going to do that. We're going to have Think About It Thursday next Thursday, and we encourage you to chime in and invite somebody to be a part of the conversation. If you have any topic ideas that you want us to talk about, and if you want to join us here on this platform, please DM us and let us know. We love to start a conversation and let everyone just express who and what they are. So catch us on Sunday for a prayer, and next Thursday for sure. And Tuesday, I may have someone to interview. I may not, but definitely next Thursday and next Sunday will be available. Love y'all. God bless.
Love y'all. Have a good rest of the week.